Ivanoff versus Lauren Griffin. Hello, what's your name?
Kathleen Ivanov.
Ivanov. Okay. Lauren Griffin, they are not checked in. You did not pay for the second mailing or didn't do a second mailing, so I can't take a default today for their failure to appear.
Okay, he did get it. I just never put that piece of paper back to the court. I'm sorry. He got both.
What?
He got both summons though.
No, but there's a mailing that needs to be mailed by the court.
It was.
And no, it wasn't, because my file reflects the second mailing. There would be three services, ma'am. There would be a service that's basically a service by a person. There would be a mailing, and then there is a second mailing in order for me to proceed today with a default. That second mailing was not done.
By the court?
You did not pay for the second mailing for the court to do that.
Okay, nobody told me I had to pay for a second.
Well, I get it, but it's just not there, so I can't do anything. The best that I can do, ma'am, is to adjourn this out. I will adjourn it to my next available day, which is March 13th.
Well, can you please tell me what I have to do? Because I was not told that I had to do something else.
Not at this point that I'm aware of. And I can't give you legal advice. I can only tell you that for me to proceed by default at the first hearing, you would have needed to do what's called a second mailing. That wasn't done. So I can't proceed with the default today.
Okay.
I'm going to adjourn it to the 13th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. Ma'am, on this date, how much are you claiming they owe?
Okay, wait a second. Can you please go back? I do not, you have to tell me how to do this second mailing. When I went to file all this stuff, they told me what to do, and that was never part of.
They can't give you legal advice, ma'am. My clerks can't do that. So you filed the paperwork, right?
Yes.
And that's how the case gets on the docket. So from the paperwork that you filed, there was a service on the defendant, which would have, see what the service indicates. Actually, there was no service on the defendant. So did you have somebody serve them?
Yes.
Okay. That person, whoever served them, we do not have the return of service.
I know, that's my fault. He gave it to me to take to the court, and I didn't do it. That's my fault.
Okay. So that's not here.
I get it.
The mailing would have been done by the court, the first mailing, which was done by the court. We did that.
Yes.
If you wanted to take a default the first time around, you would have had to pay for a second mailing, which would have been done by the court. That has not been done.
Yeah. Nobody told me that.
Well, ma'am, that's why people hire attorneys or read the rules. I mean, I don't know my clerks can't give you legal advice.
Okay, as far as listen, I'm not trying to be argumentative. I've never done anything like this before. I've never dealt with the court. I've never had to do anything like this. I was following the instructions, and I thought I did what I was supposed to do. So I would not have thought of that as legal advice.
Ma'am, the case is started. So you did that. I just can't do certain things today because other things weren't done. But that doesn't mean the case is over. It's just, it gets adjourned out to a date.
Okay, so can you just at least, who do I call or who do I get in touch with to accomplish this through the court, this second mailing? And the other problem is,
ma'am, I don't need the second mailing now. And the reason I don't need the second mailing is because the one hearing that the tenant would get, in essence, has happened today.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't need the second mailing at this point. let me put it to you this way. If you had come in, filed the papers, the normal mailing would have been done by the court. If you had paid for the second mailing and the second mailing gets done by the court, then I'd swear you in and I'd take a default today. That's what would happen. It wouldn't automatically be adjourned out. That wasn't done. So what happens is it gets adjourned out if the tenant's not here.
Okay. So now what? You said I have to do this again?
Do what again?
Come back to court?
I'm setting it for March 13th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That is an in-person hearing. You'll need to come down to the court. They'll get notification of that hearing. If they're not here at that point, I can take a default.
Okay. He moved out. I have no idea where he went. And so if that gets sent to this address, I don't know how that's going to work. And yeah, so I still want the back rent.
I understand what you're saying, ma'am, but I mean, he's going to have personal service for me to issue a money judgment, but you know.
He got personal service. He got served. I
don't know that because you didn't turn in the form.
I'm going to bring it in. I'll bring it in.
Okay, but you're telling me all these things and I'm just telling you, there's nothing else I can do. I set the date. You come down here. If I have all of the paperwork, you'll get your judgment. But I don't know what you want me to do. And I cannot give you legal advice. I cannot walk you through this procedurally.
Okay. I'm not asking for legal advice. I thought it was.
Well, you are.
Straightforward.
And so I will see you on the 13th at 3 p.m. Thank you. Is that it? Thank God. All right. Court stays in recess. We'll be back for our 10 o'clock call.
Yep. Okay. Go.
Will you hand me my screen box? Now go.
Hamilton Crossing 2 versus Tierra Pratt.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Is Pratt here?
I'm here.
Okay, there she is. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, what is the claim in this case?
I have two things, Your Honor. Rent plus court costs totals $4,033. Your Honor, we also have a conditional order of dismissal from a previous case that is still applicable. And so I think that we might be filing an affidavit of noncompliance under the conditional order of dismissal for the previous case.
Nope.
Got it.
That's incorrect, and I will be contacting the lawyer. The COD was paid off in December, and also they were charging me late fees, and I for each month, and I already then on the account I just made a $2,684 payment yesterday, and that should be on the account. And she said that she was going to remove the late fees, and they So
hold on, Ms. Pratt. You paid how much yesterday, you said?
$2,684 yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And also the COD was paid off in December, and they kept applying late fees on this on my COD each month. So I have not been in compliance. The COD was paid off in December. So what you're seeing on there is
okay, Ms. Pratt.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay. Right now, I don't see any of that, right?
Well, she should be able to see it.
Okay, ma'am, hold on a moment. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjourn this to March 13th, 2026, 1 p.m. Bring all your that's an in-person hearing. Bring all your documentation and everything. By that time, your payment should have caught up. Your March rent will click in. But then if they file the affidavit, I can also take a look at that case and make
Okay.
a determination as to what's happened on it.
And
Okay.
then I shouldn't even have no legal fees because I just talked to the manager yesterday, and she told me that they were gonna dismiss this, but I showed up just in case because I knew it was gonna be some drama. And I'll have my lawyer reach out to them.
Well, there's no drama yet. I'm
Or
just,
it's
everybody's
just
just
like they
telling me
just
their
not doing what
thing.
they supposed to do, and then have
Well,
me with
ma'am,
court
Miss
fees.
Pratt, I've listened to you. I told you there's nothing I can do right now because I don't have all of that in front of me.
Okay.
All right. So I've set it out 2 weeks at 1 o'clock. You say you're going to get an attorney. Let them know when that is.
Okay.
And then everybody will be here. The account should be at least reconciled. I can take a look at everything and tell you where it is. But you're just talking at me right now. I can't do anything about it.
I know. Thank you. So you said,
Thank
and
you.
when is it? So I can be clear because I was over
March
talking you, and I apologize.
13th. March 13th, 1 o'clock.
Is that in person or is that
That's
Zoom?
in person.
Thank you.
Okay. And if I can't do in person,
Well, you can file the Zoom request, but I don't know how you're going to get the documents and everything to me. So I'm setting it in person. You can file the Zoom request, but it may not be granted.
okay, I'll try to get the day off.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hamilton Crossing 2 versus Tiara Warren.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Ms. Warren, hello.
Hi.
Okay, what is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Your Honor, I have a balance of $1,046.71.
All right. Ms. Warren, how are we going to get that paid?
So I'm just trying to understand where she got that balance from, because on the judgment I was 721 by February 8th. I've made in January I only owe $52 left. And I made a payment of $400 yesterday. So I'm not understanding. And when I called and spoke to Daryl at the front desk, he said I only owed $800 and some change. And I paid $400 yesterday. So I'm trying $400 in total. So I'm just trying to understand where she got this balance from.
Your Honor, if I may, I can answer this part of that. So part of that is, Ms. Warren, when we get the ledgers from our client, because it's in the morning, we ask for them the day before, and so I wouldn't have that $400 payment. So I can make a note of that, and it would be reflected next come back to court. The other thing is, on your ledger doesn't yet reflect court costs, but the court costs are $176.
Yeah, but I shouldn't have a court cost, because if it said on the paper, it said that the judgment was put in at the end of December 31st, which I shouldn't have. My rent was paid through January. I owed $52 in January. That was it. Then February came out. I paid $200 on maybe the 15th of February, just gave another $400 yesterday. So I shouldn't have court fees either, because it wasn't not paid through December 31st. And that was on the judgment, because the original paper said I owed 721
Well, ma'am, this isn't about the judgment. If you look at the complaint that came in this case, they indicated that you owe $1,130.81 as of February 11th.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't even owe that.
Okay, but if you owed something in February, then they're entitled to their court cost.
Okay, well, that's fine. But then, so how much do I owe? Because it shouldn't be the 1,000 or whatnot. Because when I called and spoke to Daryl, he said I only owed $800 and something. And I gave $400 yesterday. That's why I was coming here to clear up everything and make sure, because I can make a payment today and I want to pay it off, but I'm not trying to give extra money. I don't have money to just give to them.
Okay. Nobody's trying to give extra money. I get you.
At all. And I tried to call and speak to Jillian on Monday. I called and left a voicemail, never spoke to anybody. I called to the rental office since Monday, never got a call back. So communication is horrible. but I don't have money like that. Like I'm a single mom of 2 kids. Like I don't have money.
Miss Warren. Miss Warren. All right. I don't know. I had the balance I was given was the $1,046.71. The problem is you paid something that's probably not taken off of that figure. That's what council was indicating. So what you paid, you subtract that out. I think where the difference for you is going to be in the court cost. It looks to me like they would be entitled to the court cost. So I think you're going to have to pay that. So let me ask you this, Miss Warren. How much can you pay today?
I guess I want to know exactly how much I owe. Because I don't want it to go
Okay,
over
Miss
so
Warren,
much.
I'm not going to go around in circles.
Okay, $400. I can give the $400.
Okay, so here's the thing. Pay the $400 today. Okay, it looks like you're probably going to owe more than that, but I'm going to adjourn it out 2 weeks to the 13th. Okay, and then we'll be able to reconcile your payments and all of that into your account, and we'll figure out a way to get you back to zero. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I'll adjourn this out to March 13th, 2026 at 1 p.m. All right.
All right, thank you.
you.
They so fuck.
Whoa. Oh, really?
I think
Really?
it was timely, Your Honor. She muted timely.
No, she didn't.
Getting the whole thing out, I think.
You see? Okay, so mark that file. We'll have to talk with her when she comes in. Arbor Meadows versus Akio Fujimaki.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Gabriel ACP 79685 for the plaintiff, Arbor Meadows.
Yes, Your Honor. Thomas Stringer appearing on behalf of Akio Fujimaki.
All right. I have a dismissal.
So, Your Honor, if you could allow me this time to address Brother Counsel. I had a family emergency, and I do apologize. I did not get to reach out to you and let you know that we were dismissing this case. And we will not be bringing up the other cases.
You have any objection to that?
Well, I have no objection to it being dismissed. My client did want me to ask for fees. You reserved them. I've had to come back again. When I look at I looked at my time after today, I'll have between $1,200 and $1,500 into this. It's unfortunate that my client gets charged for that.
Yeah, I will state that.
Anything to say to that?
Yes, Your Honor. I will state that this could have been resolved if he had just paid the court cost with notice. And my client was willing to do that and waive the late fee. I was willing to be very amenable, and at this point, decided to just do a courtesy fee waiver for the court cost. Right. And I do not believe that fees should be attributed to my client, as my client's just trying to assert their rights as a property owner and keep the place where he calls home beautiful.
Yeah, but remind me, were the court fees due?
There were court fees, but the issue was Your Honor did not specifically award them in the last case. That's what it was.
Right, but that's part of the problem. And Ms. Lacey, I appreciate that you at Emergency Counsel has been out here twice, and I was extremely skeptical of the argument that was being made at the last hearing, because everything was settled. And quite frankly, I don't know that Arbor Meadows should have been coming after him for something that wasn't contained in the written agreement or judgment between the parties. And that was part of my problem. And now we are back here again. And
Well,
I
and
think
I appreciate council having some family issue, but somebody from the firm could have sent me a dismissal. At least I wouldn't have had to come out here today. And that's what's inherently wrong about this. And I'm not blaming council, but obviously she works for a firm who decided to file this. And really, there was no merit to filing this. And saying that Mr. Fujimaki could have paid the fees, well, he wasn't ordered to pay the fees, and we never agreed to pay the fees. So this is just wrong. I'll leave this up to the court.
Ms. Lacey, I get the family emergency. I get all of that, and you kept the court apprised that you weren't going to be able to be here today. I wasn't sure what was happening on the case. So that I'm not, I think all of us that have been in practice realize stuff happens, right? Okay, so I get that. I appreciate, though, what Mr. Stringer is saying, that somebody could have sent that. I am also, how do I want to say this? I'll put it this way. Sometimes people are sent in to give arguments that may themselves not have a whole lot of merit, and they have to just go about doing their job. And I can appreciate that. And I don't fault attorneys when they're placed in that position. I may be wrong, but I think, Ms. Lacey, you always give very good, cogent arguments grounded legally before this court. I felt, well, I'm just going to say it, and I don't know if I'm right, but I think that if it were up to you, we wouldn't have been here last time arguing. I think somebody has put you in that position, and unfairly so. I say what I think. I think you were put in that position unfairly. I don't think you would have given me that argument, because that's not what you do. But Mr. Stringer and his client should also not be. So I'm not going to award the $1,500 or whatever it would be, the 15 to 20. I will award $500 in attorney fees that will need to be paid by, I'm going to say is that it needs to be paid by the plaintiff to the defendant's attorney.
We have a time frame, Your Honor? 2 weeks, a month?
Yeah.
Whatever the
Pay it by March 16th, 2026. All right.
And I just want to put something on the record that I've had my assistant check every day for the last few days to see if we were receiving anything.
Right.
Because originally she was going to, and I'm just not blaming her, going to file a brief or file an amendment to request an amendment. So there was just nothing ever, and the dismissal could have come. I mean, from somebody.
And I'll say this, and I'm not here to defend Miss Lacey. I'll just say this: if she could have, she would have. I have no doubt in my mind, and I think that there may have been outside things hampering her. So I don't hold her responsible. That's why I phrased it the way that I do. I don't think that comes. I don't know whose pocket it comes out of. I'll make this clear in my mind: it should not come out of Miss Lacey's pocket.
No.
Whoever did what they did, that's who should be paying it. Because I don't think she would have done this. She's never done that in the years that she's been practicing.
I fully accept that. I have no ill will at all.
I know you don't. So, and it's a good thing that this is the attorney on the other side, because this could have gotten real ugly. So, all right.
Probably true.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ms. Lacey, I'll say this: Mr. Stringer doesn't come out here that often. He used to come see me all the time. Now it's every once in a while, here or there. So the very fact that it didn't get to him and I got to see him again, I'm okay with it.
Mr. Stringer, my sincerest apologies, and I do thank you, Your Honor.
Well, and I appreciate that. And again, there's no ill will whatsoever. I think you're a fine attorney. Just things happen.
Things happen. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
$600.
500.
No. $600 from Ava Meadows to requested me is usually go. $600 is
That's in the other case. Mhm.
that is state.
Oh, yeah, no, this case is being dismissed.
This case is being dismissed.
That's what he's asking about, the $600 that they requested.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. The gate is an absolute joke. We need an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot get myself something.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Mr. We're going to start bringing people in for You're going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it? Okay.
I'm the one that feeds you.